How has a parent dressed their child that made you say, "You've got to be kidding me"? When I was 8, my mom started dressing me in what she called proper attire for school. Every morning, she'd lay out my clothes the night before. Always a button-down shirt, dress pants, and leather shoes. Not just any leather shoes, but the kind that needed to be polished until they could blind someone. I thought every kid had to spend 20 minutes each morning getting their shoes buffed to perfection. Mom would make me stand on a towel in the kitchen while she worked the polish in tiny circles. She'd hold each shoe up to the light, checking for streaks I couldn't even see. "A gentleman always has clean shoes, honey," she'd say, breathing on the leather and wiping it again. People judge you by your appearance first. My classmates wore jeans and sneakers. I showed up looking like I was headed to church every single day. During recess, while other kids ran around in their comfortable clothes, I'd carefully sit on the bench, trying not to wrinkle my pants or scuff my shoes. When we had PE, I was the only kid who needed to change into a completely different outfit. Mom packed my gym clothes in a special bag with tissue paper, folded so precisely they looked like they belonged in a store display. After PE, I'd have to change back into my school clothes and spend 5 minutes in the bathroom mirror, making sure everything looked perfect. My friend Jake once asked why I dressed like his dad going to work. I shrugged and said, "My mom says looking nice shows respect." But inside, I was starting to notice how different I looked from everyone else. The worst part was school picture day. While other parents sent their kids in their best casual clothes, Mom dressed me in a full 3-piece suit, navy blue with a matching vest and tie. She spent an hour that morning styling my hair with gel until it didn't move even when I shook my head. I remember walking into class and hearing Tommy whisper to his friend, "Why is he dressed like he's getting married?" The teacher, Mrs. Rodriguez, smiled really wide when she saw me, but it was that fake smile adults give when they don't know what else to do. During lunch, a group of 5th graders started calling me Little Businessman and asking if I was late for a meeting. I laughed along, pretending it didn't bother me, but I spent the rest of the day in the bathroom trying to mess up my hair and untuck my shirt. When I got home, Mom was waiting by the door with a lint roller. She rolled it over my entire outfit, picking off invisible pieces of dust and straightening my tie. "How was your day, sweetheart? Did anyone compliment your nice clothes?" I nodded, not wanting to hurt her feelings, but I was already dreading tomorrow. The breaking point came during our class field trip to the zoo. Every other kid wore comfortable walking shoes, shorts, and t-shirts. Mom sent me in dress pants, a collared shirt, and those same polished leather shoes that had zero grip. Within an hour, I'd slipped on the wet pavement near the penguin exhibit and completely soaked the bottom half of my outfit. The other kids thought it was hilarious, but I was mortified. My pants stuck to my legs and my shoes squeaked with every step. Mrs. Rodriguez pulled me aside and gently suggested that maybe next time I could wear something more field trip appropriate. When I told Mom what the teacher said, her face went pale. "She doesn't understand," Mom said, hanging my wet clothes carefully on hangers. "Looking presentable is important. It sets you apart from children who don't care about themselves." But I was starting to realize that being set apart wasn't always a good thing. Years later in high school, I finally asked Mom why she dressed me that way. She got really quiet, then told me about growing up poor with parents who never taught her how to dress properly. She'd been made fun of for wearing thrift store clothes and shoes with holes. "I never wanted you to feel ashamed of how you looked," she said. "I wanted you to always be the best dressed kid in the room."